Hello again and welcome to our July 2024 edition of Quick Kit. Links to everything we mentioned will be down in the description below. Let's get into it. ATOMOS have released the Shinobi II HDMI monitor. It features a 5-inch touchscreen panel with a peak brightness of up to 1500 nits, which is 50% brighter than its predecessor. It's also slimmed down quite a bit, with it now only being 21mm thick. However, it is a touch heavier at 210 grams, but that's still incredibly light. It features a full-size HDMI port that can handle 4K up to 30 or 1080p up to 60 and a USB-C port, both of which can be locked down with an included cable protector. This USB-C port can be used for powering the monitor, powering external accessories or your camera, and can be used for camera control. Camera control is a massive feature, and at release will work with a range of cameras, with more becoming compatible with future firmware. You'll be able to control things like your exposure, white balance, and trigger recording remotely. We've tried it across a few cameras, but it's really going to shine on the Sony cameras where it works really well. The monitor can be powered via MPF style batteries or a lockable AC adapter. It's going to be priced at £295, which makes it a good option for people wanting a lightweight, bright HDMI monitor with an excellent range of exposure, focus and monitoring tools with external camera control. It's available to pre-order now at cvp.com. Sony have released the ZV-E10 II, their new interchangeable lens content creation camera. It features the same 26MP APS-C sensor in the A6700 and FX30 and has the ability to capture 4K up to 60 frames per second while oversampling more than 4K's worth of the sensor. It can shoot in a mix of recording formats, including XAVC-SI and XAVC-HS, and a mix of color profiles, including the ability to load in your own LUTs. It has a range of content creation tools built in as well, such as the ability to stream via the USB-C up to 4K 30 or 1080p 60. The menu rotates when shooting vertically, and it has an improved autofocus system which has 759 points, covering 94% of the frame. It's priced at £950 body only and is available to pre-order now. Sony also announced a small firmware update for the FX6. This 5.01 update fixes a few issues that the much larger 5.0 update brought to the camera. Here's everything new from both of the updates. If you're an FX6 owner that has updated to 5 or have only just heard about this update, it's probably worth checking this out. It's available to download now on Sony's website, link to which is in the description. ARRI have released SUP 1.3.0 for the Alexa 35, which brings a range of great additions to the camera. This includes a 3.8K 16:9 ProRes mode. A 3.8K mode was previously possible in ARRI RAW, and it was commonly used when wanting to save some data while still being able to deliver a UHD image, and it's good to see it's now possible in ProRes as well for further data savings. These crop modes can also be helpful when using certain Super 35 lenses that don't quite cover some of the Alexa 35 formats. The update also includes AEM1 output and playback monitoring, improvements to dynamic metadata, Wi-Fi improvements, additional lens user buttons for ENG style lenses, and EBU R095 frameline support. The full release notes and SUP is available now on ARRI's site. DJI released their new SDR Wireless video system. This TXRX set features a full-size HDMI and SDI, a claimed range of up to 3 km, integration into the existing Ronin ecosystem, all in a compact, lightweight body, priced pretty competitively at £519 for a TXRX set. There are a bunch of wireless video solutions at this price point now, but this new system does offer some unique features and performance for its price. They are very light and small, can be connected to via phone or tablet as well, have low latency, and they integrate with some of DJI's existing ecosystem. DJI also released new firmware for the Avata 2 FPV drone and its accessories. Canon have announced 2 new mirrorless cameras, the R5 II and the R1. And you may have seen that we managed to get hands-on with them in Munich before their announcement in our previous video. If you want some more detailed information about them and some thoughts about our time using them, you should check that video out. However, to summarise, the R1 is Canon's flagship mirrorless camera, which is clearly designed for sports, wildlife and news gathering photography. It's all about speed, and it certainly has that. It's a pretty insane camera to use, and it can really capture sports quickly and effectively. It features a brand new 24MP backside illuminated stacked sensor, which is paired with the same new processing as featured in the R5 Mark II. And while it's definitely focused on being a stills camera primarily, it does have some pretty decent video specs. However, for video, I think their new R5 II is definitely going to be the one people will consider more. The R5 II features a brand new full-frame 45MP backside illuminated stacked sensor and Canon's most up-to-date processing. It has a bunch of new features, including an updated autofocus system for both photo and video, C-Log 2, false color and waveform, 8K 60p RAW with the included LPE6P battery, a new 4K SRAW mode, and an optional cooling grip for extended video recording times. We're excited to get them both back in to check out more in depthly soon. But in the meantime, if you want to learn more, check out our first look video if you haven't already. Last month, Canon announced a range of firmware updates for a few of their cameras, and these are now finally available to download, links to which are in the description. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. And we are currently running a summer sale on our website where we have a bunch of kit heavily reduced. So head over to cvp.com to see if anything catches your eye. SmallRig has announced a bunch of new stuff. This includes a cooling system for a range of different mirrorless cameras that aims to extend recording times. Next was a new V-mount battery, the VB99 SE. This is a 99 Wh mini V-Lock battery that supports up to a 10 amp draw and has a good range of outputs. They also announced a desktop boom arm, which looks pretty good for the price. And lastly, 3 new lights. The first being the RT25 handheld tube light, and then 2 new mini LED lights, the Vibe P96 and P108. Earlier this month, an intriguing AI-powered camera did the rounds online. This camera is called the CMR M1 and is co-developed by Special Guest X and First Av Machine. It's essentially a proof of concept camera that captures AI processed video in real time. And while the images may not be fantastic at the moment, this technology is incredibly new. And I think going forward, we are going to see more cameras trying to incorporate this kind of AI processing in some unique ways. There are so many interesting tools that could be developed once the technology gets good enough that could use AI to enhance a camera's features or speed up certain workflows. It's exciting, but also kind of scary. But let us know what kind of AI features you'd like to see in future cameras in the comments below. This next one was released a while ago, but it's something that I haven't seen many people talk about online, and it's a pretty awesome bit of kit for the Ronin 4D. It's this backpack from PGYTECH, specifically designed for the Ronin 4D. You can fold parts of the bag in while keeping everything secure inside, and this allows you to use the 4D with the Flex system and use the backpack to store the body while holding the camera unit really nicely. That way you can run around operating the camera like this, and then when you need to put everything back in the bag, it's nicely laid out to keep the 4D decently rigged. It's available to order now on our website. Right, let's get into our quickfire honourable mentions. Links to details about these are in the description. 7 Artisans released their Hope Prime series of Super 35 Cine lenses. Anton Bauer announced the VCLX Li 1600 block battery. Boya announced the Boya Mic wireless audio system. Blackmagic have released updates for their video assists, Resolve 19 Beta 5, Camera App 1.1 for Android, and Desktop Video Update 14.1. KMTV has released a new shock absorber arm for the Pocket 3. Cinetrique announced the Mixer Live 5.5-inch monitor recorder and live streaming device. Core SWX have announced that their Helix and Helix Max batteries will be cross-compatible with the Ursa Cine 12K and 17K. Creative Solutions have released the CS Desk Mat, which features a magnetic strip and isn't too expensive for what it is. In very sad news, DSC Labs will be closing soon towards the end of the year. DOP Choice have announced their series of snapbag modifiers for the Astra IP fixtures. Godox have announced the Lightmons LA150R, LA200R, LA300R, and LA300 by LED fixtures. Hawk introduced a 35mm T2.6 and 65mm T2.9 macro into their 65 Vintage 74 series of 1.3x anamorphics. Hedge released the 24.2 update for Offshoot, which brings some great changes. Hollyland have announced the Pyro 7 wireless video monitor that is compatible with their Pyro series of wireless video systems. Hovervolt have released some new voltmeter cables for LEMO and DTAP. Insta360 announced the Flow Pro AI-powered stabilizer for iPhone. Krypton OR are collaborating with Whitepoint Optics to bring out a new series of vintage-feeling cinema primes. Lit have released updated details about their upcoming Duo 1 and announced the C1, which looks like a slightly more stripped back and affordable version of the Duo 1. Matthews released the Middle Max boom system. Mica announced a 50mm f1.8 for L-mount systems. Mid49 announced a Burano monitor cover and EVF plug, and their range of accessories for the Pixis and Ursa Cine kits. Mitacon announced the Speedmaster 80mm f1.6 for Fuji GFX and XCD mount. Mark Roberts Motion Control have announced the Super Milo motion control system. Nanlite announced the FC500C full colour LED fixture, FC power controller. and the Nanlux NL mount projection attachment. Nikon announced the Nikkor Z35mm f1.4 prime lens. Portkeys have announced the HS8, an 8-inch 1920x1200 director's monitor, and the BD1, a switchable dummy MPF battery. Shape released their Hot Swap V-mount powerbox battery. Tiffin released the Steadicam Axis, which looks really awesome for the price. And last but not least, Vocas released their series of accessories for the C400. If you enjoyed this, please make sure you subscribe ready for next month's quick kit, and let us know what kit you've picked up this month in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching.